So if your deal ain't already in the budget, or you got a problem, you got to pivot and come back to actually providing some real substance. So what exactly do I mean by identity politics and DEI? This is, let's just do this thing for this person or give this person this thing just because of who they are, i.e. because they're female, i.e. because they're gay, i.e. because they're black. All right, that era is coming to a close. Now you got to actually bring some real substance to the table. And I told you what I'm about. My brand is called Work on Your Game for a reason, because you got to actually have some game. Right? Okay, you're a woman, but we're not putting you in this position just because you're a woman. Can you play? Do you have something of value to bring to the table? Do you have some actual substance to add to the conversation? Because if not, I don't care if you're black. You're not coming in this room. You're not getting a seat at this table. You got to actually bring some substance. That's what we're going back to. What we learned on November 5th, a few days ago, was that we got to come back to the substance. Because if identity politics / DEI era was still a thing, Kamala would have won. Because that was her whole campaign was, well, you got to support the black woman. Wasn't that the whole thing? And Kamala ain't black. All right, I'm not going to go into too much depth in that conversation here today. I've done it too many times already. But this whole you got to support a black woman thing, and what I've seen a lot of the cognitive dissonance on social media from leftist supporters of Kamala was, oh, well, America's just not ready to support a black woman. Bullshit. That's not the problem. Problem was not that Kamala was a black woman. Problem is Kamala had no substance. She had nothing. She had no substance. And I'm going to get into that as we go further into our points. I'm just going over my social media posts here. And this DEI era, I already just talked about that. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, those words, if you look them up in the dictionary, sound really good. The problem is the implementation of DEI is not a reflection of of what it says in the dictionary. Diversity does not mean diversity of color. It means diversity of skill and diversity of points of view, which means you can have a room full of white people. If they all have different points of view, you have diversity. Diversity of color doesn't mean anything. If you get a bunch of people who are all different colors in a room, but they're all left-leaning liberals, do you have diversity? No. You don't have diversity. Everybody thinks the same way. They just happen to be different colors. That's not diversity. And I'm on the record on all these things. So any of you who is new around here or you are not familiar with my work, nothing I'm saying here is brand new. I'm on the record, published publicly on every single thing that I'm saying here. Secondly, equity. Equity says everyone should end up with equal outcome.